All right, we have Tim asking us, how can he measure a kilt that was gifted to him? So he's got a kilt.
Oh,
he doesn't know the measurements of it.
Okay.
How can he get the measurements?
Is he trying to wear it himself, or
potentially, or he could maybe
give it away or sell it?
Or sell it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Measuring a kilt is a bit tricky, depending on the material, depending on a lot of different things. A very, very rudimentary way to measure a kilt is take the kilt, lay it flat. Now, let me start over. A rudimentary way to measure the kilt is you have to keep one thing in mind. When you actually wrap the kilt around yourself, you're A, stretching it, but B, you're also taking up room where the aprons overlap. So it's kind of adding a little bit to the dimension. So that will make sense in a second. Lay the kilt flat on the front apron side where there's fringe. Go to the middle hole on the strap. So if there's generally about 5 holes on this kilt strap, and you're going to go to the third one. Start there. Measure across the top of the front apron about 1.5 inches, 2 inches down from the top, and then go to the other end of the apron. Measure across the pleats, and you want to make sure that the material is pulled taut while you are measuring. Measure all the way to the far buckle, basically where it would match up when you're actually wearing the kilt, and find where the swing arm, the tang, hits the square edge of the buckle. So you're measuring from the middle hole of the strap across the top, all the way across the pleats to the far top buckle. Take 1 inch off of that measurement, and that should be about the waist measurement for that kilt. And again, you're taking 1 inch off because when you actually circle the kilt up around yourself, you're going to lose a little bit where the aprons overlap. For the length, it's actually, for the hips, effectively the same thing. Although the hip measurement is generally, the hip buckle is generally about 2 inches above the actual widest part of your rump. But it's an approximation. The waist measurement is typically a little bit more important than the hip in that aspect. For the length, you're going to measure in 2 spots. You're going to go to the front apron and measure from the very, very top to the very, very bottom. And that will be the overall length of the kilt. You also want to measure in the pleats somewhere, like the top of the middle back pleat, let's say, from the very top of the top waistband straight down to the bottom of the bottom of the kilt. You want to be concerned minorly that the back, when you sew up the pleats, it's actually squishing up the fabric a little bit. So sometimes the back measures a 1/4 inch or so shorter than the front apron of the kilt. Mac, do you have any other thoughts to add to that? Aside from going into rise and drop and all that kind of thing?
Yeah, no, I think simpler it is, the
keep it
easier
simple.
it is, yeah.
Yeah, if you're trying to just get the measurement so you can easily impart it to someone you're giving it to, or you're
sell
trying to
it on
sell
eBay,
it to on eBay, then just keep it basic.
Yeah.